So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Toys Are Not for Children, 1972. I'm giving this one 5 out of 5 stars. I love this flick. It's got lesbian food, some incest, and prostitution and toy fetish, abusive parents, juvenile, well, not exactly juvenile delinquency, but psychological trauma, I guess you could say, from playing with toys. Toys are not for children. This is a 1972 U.S. exploitation film directed by Stanley H. Brasloff and starring Marsha Forbes. Wow. She's good. Then you've got Harlan Carey Poe, Evelyn Kinsley, and Fran Warren. The singer. Its plot follows a developmentally stunted young woman. Developmentally stunted. Now that's a good one. Obsessed with her absent father, who delves into a world of prostitution. The film was also released under the titles How to Make Love to a Virgin and Virgin Dolls. This is going to be another Harry H. Novak 1970s movie. Low budget, of course. It's distributed by Box Office International Pictures, which is the Harry H. Novak film company. The release date is June 14th, 1972 in Philadelphia. The runtime is 85 minutes. The country is the United States and the language is English. I posted the link to Tubi and the trailer in the description. So you should be good there. Jamie Goddard is a naive, emotionally stunted young woman who was raised by her single mother, Edna, after her philandering father abandoned the family. Though her father was absent, he frequently sent Jamie toys, which she became fixated on, developing a concurrent father complex. As an adult, Jamie was in a toy store in upstate New York. She marries her coworker, Charlie Belmont, who finds himself unable to consummate their marriage. She'd rather play with their toys. Charlie is disturbed by Jamie's obsession with the various toys she has accumulated from her father. Yeah, I'd be concerned too. I married a nutcase. Kind of like the last movie I just watched, Jane Eyre. At the toy store, Jamie meets Pearl Valdy, a middle-aged store patron from Manhattan who purchases a toy oven for her daughter. she turns out to be a lesbian hooker. The two strike a conversation, and Pearl offers to meet with Jamie during her next visit to the city. Jamie is impervious to the fact that Pearl is in fact a prostitute, though Edna suspects Pearl is one of the women that her husband had relations with. So she wants to stick around until her pops shows up to turn a trick. When Edna finds that Jamie has visited Pearl, she throws her out of the house. During one of her visits to Pearl's pimp Eddie attempts to rape Jamie, but Pearl saves her. The lesbian heroine here. She's got pretty decent size knockers as well as the main the main actress. Uh, so you get to see both of those, all natural, of course. But the younger gal is less droopy. During one of her visits to Pearl's pimp. Oh, oh, we already said that. Okay. Later, frustrated by Jamie's lack of intimacy, Charlie goes to a local bar to pursue sex. He wants to have an affair with some drunk bar girl in a miniskirt, but he's spotted by his and Jamie's boss, who chastises him for flirting with the other women. This fat slob boss of Jamie following him around the bar. Pearl, Pearl finally reveals to Jamie that she is a prostitute, and Pearl admits to knowing Jamie's father, who was one of her Johns. After moving in with Pearl and Eddie, Jamie reluctantly agrees to follow Eddie to take her virginity off camera in Pearl's absence, during which the two engage in sexual foreplay in which Jamie refers to Eddie as her daddy. This is both Eddie and Jamie have their clothes on at this point. They're just doing foreplay. After Eddie appoints Jamie as one of his new prostitutes, much to Pearl's upset, as she feels protected of her, she's a lesbian. Charlie visits Edna seeking Jamie's whereabouts. Edna gives him Pearl's address, and Edna dismisses Jamie, telling him she has disowned her. Now, now Edna has nobody, and she's chain smoking cigarettes the whole time. Okay. Meanwhile, Jamie callowly begins her career as a prostitute, engaging in further father-daughter role play with various men. Charlie soon reaches Pearl's apartment, where Jamie arrives shortly after, and the two finally engage in sex despite Jamie's initial reluctance. Too little, too late, I'm afraid. Jamie's prostitution endeavors prove fruitful as she begins to earn a significant amount of money, much to Pearl's dismay, as she begs Eddie to put a stop to it in a radical, desperate attempt to save Jamie from a life of prostitution. Pearl orchestrates a meeting between Jamie and her father, Philip. Jamie believes it to be simply a familial reunion, while Philip, unaware that Jamie is in fact his daughter, is under the impression that it is a casual sexual encounter with a random prostitute. Don't mess with the lesbian prostitute. She's going to get you. Jamie arrives at Philip's hotel room while Pearl regretfully attempts to phone him to stop the encounter. She's having second thoughts, but too late, she is unable to reach him. Jamie psychologically regresses to her childhood, and she lies in bed asking Philip to tuck her in. Her childlike demeanor is assumed to be mere role play by Philip. The two then have sex off camera. Jamie informs Philip she has kept all the toys he sent her over the years. A bewildered Philip realizes he had just engaged in incest with his daughter, thanks to that bitch Pearl. All right, Philip orders Jamie to leave, which sends her into a phys- a physiological, a physiological breakdown during which she pushes him out the window to his death. What a great ending. The film was, and all you see there is a broken window. The film was directed by Stanley H. Brasloff, a native of Philadelphia, based on a story he had heard in the 1950s in which a woman unknowingly had sex with her father. I think it was the other way around. The father unknowingly had sex with their daughter in this one. The film premiered theatrically in Philadelphia on June 14, 1972. Something Weird Video released the film as a double feature DVD with The Toy Box, 1971 in 2003. I'm going to have to look up The Toy Box. In October 2019, Arrow Films released the film for the first time on Blu-ray in the United States and the UK. Nobody in the chat room. Toys Are Not for Children, 1972, rated R. There's no full frontal in this, only TNA. 1 hour, 25 minutes, good time. It's a pretty decent 6 out of 10 on IMDb. Not bad. Only 765 ratings. Jamie, fixated on her absent father and childhood toys, marries coworker Charlie, but she leaves him. She moves to New York City. She becomes a prostitute catering to men with father-daughter fetishes, acting as their daddy's little girl. All right, here's a review from IMDb fan 950-657-4948. The title of the review is disturbing. Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. Let's see. March 24th, 2025 is the date of this review. And the reviewer gives it a 9 out of 10. I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. Brace yourself for a profoundly unsettling cinematic experience. This film stands out as one of the most disturbing pieces of art ever created. It delves into the complexity of the human psyche, weaving a storyline filled with darkness and perverse twists that will resonate in your thoughts long after the final credits have rolled. Each frame is meticulously crafted, dripping with an overwhelming sense of foreboding that pulls you into an uncanny world where the line between reality and nightmare blurs and horrors appear in the most unexpected forms. Approach this film with utmost caution, for it is not a narrative for the timid or faint-hearted. Prepare to confront your deepest fears as you navigate through a labyrinth of psychological terror. We like psychological terror on this channel, where every moment keeps you on edge and makes you question your own perception of reality. Well said. I don't know where the 9 out of 10 came from, but I don't see any complaints on there. All right, more like this. The Baby, Fright, Super Vixens, and The Black Cat. Might look up one or two of those, depending on which ones I've reviewed already. I think I've reviewed The Baby, Super Vixens, and possibly The Black Cat. If we're talking Luci Fucci, I haven't seen Fright, but I'll look it up. So I've got two movies to look up, possibly three: Fright, the Black Cat, and The Toy Box. Emotionally stunned child woman Jamie Goddard not only suffers from an unhealthy fixation on her long absent father, but Jamie also has an obsession with all the toys he gave her while she was a little girl. After getting a job at a toy store, she decides to marry coworker Charlie Belmont. When the marriage doesn't work out, she runs away to New York City and she becomes a prostitute who specializes in servicing perverted old men who want to play daddy with her. That's the storyline from Wood Yanders on IMDb. The shock sets in is the tagline. This is a drama, gets an R rating, I guess, for the nudity. Fran Warren, who plays the dramatic role of Edna Goddard, was a major recording star in the 1940s and 50s. Her most famous recording was A Sunday Kind of Love. Her only previous feature film was Abbott and Costello Meet Captain Kidd, 1952. I'm going to have to look that one up now. Now I've got 3 or 4 movies to look up. Max Gunther is quoted as saying, "I've never seen anyone who loves toys like she does." Charlie Beaumont replies to Max, "Maybe you can love toys too much, Max." This is the fat slob boss. Max Gunther says, "Never, Charlie, never. That's why I'm in this business." This was featured in Dirty Dolls, Femininity, Dirty Dolls, Femininity, Perversion and Play, 2019. Soundtracks, Lonely Am I, written by Kathy Lynn, uncredited, sung by T.L. Davis. FAQ, we've got how long is Toys for Children? It's 1 hour, 25 minutes, 85 minutes. Release date June 1972 in the United States. Country of origin, United States. Language, English. Also known as How to Make Love to a Virgin. Filming locations, New York City, New York, USA. The scenes on city streets. Production companies, Box Office International Pictures, BIP, and SHB Productions. Runtime 1 hour, 25 minutes, 85 minutes. The sound mix is mono and the aspect ratio is 1.85 to 1. So this is a decent exploitation film. It has all the elements there. A bunch of white women boobies. What is there not to like about this? I didn't find it offensive or particularly cringeworthy, although I can see why some other reviewers will find it that way. Anyways, it's got some definitely got a lot of taboos in there, social taboos. All right, One Shoot to Kill, 1947, is on the top of my list. Number 2 is F for Fake, 1973. And number 3 is The Poverty of Loneliness, 2023. So I'm going to see if I can add 3 or 4 of these movies that aforementioned movies that I mentioned previously to my list. The Toy Box, Fright, maybe The Black Cat, maybe not. And Abbott and Costello meet Captain Kidd. All right. If I can find Abbott and Costello meet Captain Kidd, I will put Fran Warren in the starring credits at the descriptions section of this video. Right now, I just have Harry H. Novak produced by, along with the free Tubi movie link and the link to the trailer for your viewing displeasure. All right. So I'm gonna see about adding some more movies to my list right now. I've got to get some more forum.org movies here. I think the last one I added was Joseph of Nazareth. So I'll add a couple more down here towards the mid-20s. And low 30s, maybe. And then I'll add those 3 or 4 previous ones that I mentioned to the bottom of my list. So there you go. I got my work cut out for me. I'll try to get 3 more in by Monday. And I'm off to a good start. I woke up at 3. I went to Mickey D's and they weren't accepting breakfast orders until 5. Even though when you go online, it says open 24 hours. So now I know not to go there until 5 on Saturdays. But I started my laundry, then I went back. I got my 4 hash browns and my coffee on Market Street. I had a little walk at 5 in the morning. And finished my laundry. I started Toys Are Not for Children. And then I took a little nappy poo. Woke up, finished Toys Are Not for Children, and here I am, adding more movies to my list. The saga continues.